10 Arsene Wenger signings. Where are they now? Arsene Wenger, 3 league titles and an unbeaten run in 2004. That's the stuff of legends. Wenger may have arrived as an unknown coach, but he quickly became a superstar manager. For 22 years, he brought in some top-notch players. Now, let's tackle the question, where are they now? Time to scout the field and see where these stars have ended up. But hey, before we reveal the first name, smash that like button if you haven't already and hit the bell to catch all our awesome videos. Now, drum roll please. Let's kick it off with number 10. Number 10, Pedro Botelho. Pedro Botelho, the Brazilian who joined Arsenal during the Wenger era. Wenger was known for signing top-notch players for small fees, but unfortunately he missed the mark with Pedro. The guy cost just £1.2 million, but he never even got to wear the Arsenal jersey once. Poor guy, must have felt like a bench warmer on a rainy day. Pedro was loaned out to Spanish clubs, but even after his return to Arsenal, he couldn't secure a spot on the team. So he went back to Brazil, hoping to kickstart his career. But alas, luck wasn't on his side. In 2019, he was only 31, but no one seemed interested in signing him. Talk about being left on the bench for good. We hope he's doing alright and maybe he can make a comeback someday. Number 9, Henrique Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan came to Arsenal in 2019, courtesy of a deal that sent Sanchez to Manchester United. It was a case of out with the old, in with the Armenian gold. But alas, he struggled to find his groove in the Arsenal squad. He was like that one puzzle piece you try to force into the wrong jigsaw. So he said ciao to Arsenal and buongiorno to AS Roma, hoping to prove himself in Italy. It turns out he loved the pizza so much that he decided to stay permanently, leaving Arsenal fans feeling like they were subbed out of the deal. However, Mkhitaryan's career kept moving like a ball on the pitch, and he recently joined Inter Milan in 2022, making Arsenal fans wonder if they regret letting him go. At least he got to play. This next player couldn't even make the bench. Number 8, Takuma Asano. When he signed for Arsenal in 2016, there was a buzz of excitement among fans. After all, they had already seen some Asian players like JS Park make a name for themselves in Europe, but alas, Asano's time at Arsenal was far from a goal fest. Despite showing promise, the Japanese player never made an appearance for the club because of issues with his work permit, so he was loaned out to a couple of clubs to get some playing time. Asano bid farewell to Arsenal in 2019 and joined Partizan Belgrade for £1 million, a significant discount from his initial market worth. But Asano has recovered his footing and is now a player for VfL Bochum 1848. Number 7, Kelechi Nwakali. Kelechi Nwakali arrived at Arsenal with a bang, fresh off winning the Golden Ball at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. Wenger was quick to snap him up, but unfortunately, the Nigerian wonder kid did not live up to the hype. He was loaned out to several clubs and eventually signed for Huesca, which was a far cry from the top tier football he was expected to play. From the highs of Arsenal to the lows of the Spanish second division, it was a dramatic fall from grace for Nwakali. But he didn't stop there, as he recently joined Pafrodina, yet another second division team. It seems like he's still trying to find his footing in European football, but maybe he's just taking the scenic route to the top. Either way, let's hope he scores some goals and makes the headlines for the right reasons. Number 6, Guillaume Wamus. Before donning the Gunners jersey, he had a solid career in France, guarding the goalpost for Lens over 400 times. He even had some adventures at Borussia Dortmund and Monaco, but things took a tumble when he joined Arsenal. Wamus proved to be as useful as a one-legged goalkeeper in a penalty shootout. Arsenal fans consider his signing as a comedy act, as he never even stepped foot in the Arsenal goal. Most Arsenal fans consider him a useless signing. Now, in his 50s, Wamus seems to have retired from football, with his last known activity as the manager of Montpellier Bourgogne. Looks like he's traded in his gloves for a clipboard. And hey, if you're enjoying this banter, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We've got more football tales to spin. At number 5, Moran Shamukh. In his debut season, Shamukh dazzled the Gunners' goal net with 11 strikes in 22 appearances. It was pure football magic. But, alas, his form took a tumble. Like a clumsy defender on ice, and he mustered a mere 4 goals in 46 matches. Those numbers might have sufficed for a sneaky defender or a midfield maestro, but for a striker seeking greener pastures, he found himself on loan at West Ham, where his misfortunes continued. 0 goals in 3 games. It was like he had forgotten his secret to scoring. And so, he wandered through clubs, collecting dust on the bench, until the final whistle blew in his football career on May 26, 2019. Number 4. Yaya Sanogo. Yaya Sanogo's tenure at Arsenal was a bit of a letdown. Due to an injury, he had to wait months before getting his first start, and he only managed to net 1 goal for the team. Although Sanogo showed some promise, he was eventually loaned to Crystal Palace in 2015, but his stay there was short-lived. He soon joined Ajax on loan before moving on to Charlton Athletic, Toulouse and Huddersfield Town in the English Championship. Now he's playing for Aratu, where he's hoping to score more goals than he did at Arsenal. Number 3. Wellington Silva. Wellington Silva, the Brazilian hope, couldn't leave a lasting impression on the Arsenal team. He spent a whopping 6 years at Arsenal, but the poor guy never got a chance to play a real match. It's like warming the bench with a cup of tea for years. Despite his lackluster Arsenal career, Wellington did manage to feature in a couple of forgettable matches. In one reserves match against Manchester United, he even scored a goal after a full 90 minutes. Unfortunately, Wellington's dreams were hindered by a pesky work permit issue. No wonder he couldn't make a name for himself at Arsenal. Since then, he's bounced around clubs like Levante, Bolton Wanderers and Almira. Currently, he's waiting for his grand debut at Curitiba. Number 2. Cohen Bramall. In 2017, Wenger took a shot at young Cohen Bramall, hoping to score a talent goal for Arsenal. But despite his best efforts, Bramall was benched and loaned out to Birmingham, leaving him feeling like a red card. The following year, Bramall tried to impress again, but it was like he couldn't find the back of a net when it came to securing a permanent spot in Arsenal's squad. So he got sent off to Colchester, where he played for 2 years, but unfortunately he couldn't find the winning goal. It was like he was trapped in an offside position. Bramall then played for Lincoln City before joining Rotherham United in the Championship. It just goes to show, in football, 1 minute you're playing for the big leagues and the next you're just playing for a team nobody's ever heard of. Speaking of players nobody's hearing of anymore, there's number 1, Shkodran Mustafi. In 2016, Arsenal shelled out £35 million to snag him for their squad, but alas, his 5-year stint with the North London club was far from smooth sailing. The man couldn't catch a break and ended up being associated with more errors, and as time passed, things didn't improve for the hapless defender. So, in 2021, he jumped ship to join Schalke 04, hoping for a fresh start. But it seemed like he couldn't shake off his streak of misfortune, and he left the club after less than a year. Next up, Mustafa made a move to Levante, but it wasn't a fairy tale ending for him. The team got relegated, and he went down with them to a lower league. It's no surprise if you haven't seen much of Mustafa lately. You're more likely to spot him playing in matches that don't get televised internationally. Which more signing do you believe could be added on this list? Leave your comments in the section below. Keep your focus on the goal. Till next time.